All right, uh, everybody, welcome back to the Speedruns Rochester Summer Fundraiser. With us now, we have MyOhMyke, who you might remember from the Hamtaro run earlier, but now he's playing Worms Crazy Golf. Do you want to tell us about this game? I've never seen this, so I'd be interested to hear.
Oh, I picked this up much earlier in the year. Big John was doing an event called Nothing But Golf, and I desperately wanted to pick up a golf speed run to help him out with that event. And I happen to have a stream a game key for this sitting in my Humble Bundle library somewhere. So I went with it. This is a very this is a game, let me tell you. It likes to crash. It likes to do lots of things I don't want it to do. But as far as a golf game goes, it's very different than most golf speedruns you're likely to see.
Well, doing games, crashing a lot, and doing what you don't want them to do sounds like a great speed game.
Exactly.
Did I get the estimate right? The estimate's 40, correct? Did I get that right?
Yes, for any percent, yes.
Okay, good. I thought I messed up. I was like, wait. Alright, no, but so whenever you're ready, just tell me when and I'll give you a countdown to start.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Alright, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Right. See if I can get over. Yeah, ideally I have a reverse gravity here. I completely forgot to check to see I had to write I am equipped at the end of the last practice run, but that's alright. Look at that. It's already doing the thing I don't want it to do. I'm gonna have to go ahead and just restart my whole game here. That's cool. So one of the many things that this game will do, one of the many bugs that it has is sometimes when you go through a loading screen, it'll capture that you're holding the spacebar down, and it never ever just never wants to let go of your spacebar.
Whenever you're ready, I reset your timer so we can just start it over.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm ready to go.
All right, so try it. Take 2. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Which makes it very difficult because the spacebar obviously kind of makes everything else work. That's how you start your shot. That's how you finish your shot. So if the ball is just constantly going to go only at maximum distance, and it's not going to let you actually get any kind of fine control over it, it's not a good way to try to do your golf speed run. There we go. But this is it's a Worms game. Same Worms series from Team 17 that you might know from other titles. When I was a kid, it was a lot of Worms Armageddon in particular. Was the title I played a ton of. This is in the same series. This obviously is not a artillery team combat type of game, of course. But you do get a lot of it. Oof, slid right off the green. You do get a lot of the weird and crazy items. Just like you do from other games in the series. We're missing a lot of the parachute and of reverse gravity in the speed run. Reverse gravity in particular really lets you get a lot of fine control over the ball, especially once you get pretty close to the green. The parachute is nice if I need to change directions when the ball's mid-flight. You can also just make the ball carry across the whole course, like what I'm going to use it for here. Just to kind of bypass all the sheep and everything like that. Drop the ball right around where the green is. It's nice. There we go. Drop right in for me. The parachute's also good for maintaining a specific altitude. We're gonna do here. I want to make sure I shoot this gap here without losing too much momentum. Look at that green. The putting greens themselves, when you're on your approach shots, can vary wildly from hole to hole. But putting itself is very easy. It tells you exactly how hard you need to hit the golf ball to get the ball in the cup. And there's not any kind of RNG variance or anything like that to worry about as far as putting goes. Reverse gravity is nice to kind of reverse gravity erases a lot of mistakes. Like I overshot the pin there. There's a nice little ramp behind the hole there. I can just use reverse gravity to put the ball at the top of the hill and use some momentum to go right back towards the cup. This is why we're going to see so much of it. You parachute here, though, so I can't overshoot this cannon. There we go. Sometimes, right there, sometimes the game will, and I'm not entirely convinced it's intended, but the game simply will not let you put spin on the ball at some point. I know after X amount of bounces, it will block you off, and that is intended. But when I was on the parachute there, I couldn't generate any kind of momentum. Usually when you're on the parachute, I can generate however much momentum I want in any direction I want. The parachute's very, very good about that. But I could not get the ball up on the green from that second cannon, which is not usual. And so what I'm going to use is the little ledge right there. If you use reverse gravity into it, it can keep your momentum going towards the cannon. Actually bonked a little bit harder there than I really wanted to. The cannon will put the ball in the cup every single time. You just gotta make sure you get to the cannon on the first shot. Alright. We go back to the parachute here and overshot it. By far the most important thing for this hole is to avoid this magnet that's in the middle of the hole. It's kind of in the middle of the screen now. Ball skipped a little too far to the left there. You can see right here why this magnet's such a big pain in the butt. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I'll be able to do. In fact, as a matter of fact, I am going to have to wait for that magnet to turn back off because it's just going to ground my ball again if I hit the ball now. There we go. And got a not so hot bounce off of the green right up to the magnet. My approach shot there. Okay. That one, we're gonna pick up quite a bit of time there. Got parachute, still got parachute, okay. Here I just want to make sure I get the shot over Granny here by the green. Couldn't get the ball in the cup. That's all right. If the ball gets anywhere near these old ladies, they're gonna smack the ball away with the purse, and usually gonna end up right back at the tee. Or you're definitely not gonna be anywhere that's a useful spot to shoot a second shot from. Oof. Otherwise, Britannia is not too complicated. This hole in particular, if you don't get your first shot off quickly, you're going to end up on the ski lift, whatever you want to call it, which is going to cost you some time. So you want to make sure you get your shot off as quickly as possible. Oh, come on. I should put a little more. Should put a little more on it off the tee. There we go. So this is the first hole that actually has wind on it. Wind is not RNG. Wind is the same thing. It's the same on every hole. Every time you play the hole. There we go. Reverse gravity and wind, if you're on the correct side of the pin, is fantastic. Because as soon as you pick the ball up with reverse gravity, the wind's going to carry it very, very quickly one direction or the other. Yeah. Cannot whiff off these C's. Let's go. Come on. The ball wanted to bounce out of the cup again. Oh, wow. I know where I am now. And miss shot off the table. Use the cannon to make up for the momentum. Alright, just stop. I should not have, when I reversed gravity up the hill, I gave myself too much momentum coming back down. In hindsight. I'm gonna aim right for this cannon. I don't want the cannon to hit the ball as hard and high and far as possible. And then I just need a good bounce off of that one that I might even need to use. Yeah, didn't even need to use reverse gravity after I got into cannon. Nope. I got the right thing out already. Right into castle. It's gonna put me out over here. Now I just gotta make sure I dodge the sheet. Then 18 is definitely one of the easier holes on this course. Because you see, even if I flub it up a little bit, whoa, everything in this on hole 18 kind of guides the ball generally to where the green is. Just wish I was getting better spin here. There we go. And that is it for Britannia. They're going to be using a lot of parachutes in Pirate Cove as well to kind of just bypass. Bypass just entire sections. Like we've basically skipped this entire hole to get right to the green in one shot. And the game is very, very particular when it comes to how fast you're going when you get to the pin. It can be very frustrating sometimes to watch the ball skip right over like it just did. for? I'm looking for that big triangle rock thing. Okay. It's very important when you use the parachute that you don't bonk a wall when the parachute is out. You bounce right in. You see, that went in, but on the first hole, it had too much momentum to go in. It just doesn't feel consistent sometimes. But it's very important when you're using the parachute not to bonk a wall when the parachute's out. Because if you do that, you're immediately going to lose all momentum. The parachute's going to disappear. The ball's just going to drop right where you bonk. Which, just generally speaking, does not ever really line up to being a useful thing to have happen. Ooh, heavy ball. Okay. This is one of very few times I'm going to use heavy ball. I probably got too much on it. Oh, it bounced off the brick. Okay. When I use the heavy ball item, the ball is just immediately going to gain a ton of weight and just drop. Ooh, that looked really good. Stop! Okay. I was right there. I just want the ball to drop straight down there and funnel itself right to the cup. Oh, it actually is giving me the putter. Okay. I was just wondering, since I was up on the lip, if it was actually gonna give me the putter. You can select the putter for use at any time, but if the game doesn't think you're on the green, it does not give you guidance on how hard to hit the ball. That is reverse gravity, and I'm gonna need a parachute in a second. If you hit the ball hard enough here, you can just go right through the magnet, just overwhelm the strength of the magnet, which cuts out a lot of bouncing around in these cannons, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and trying to turn the magnet off. Having a strong enough club to get through the magnet saves a ton of time there. If I was playing any % classic, which doesn't allow the use of any special clubs or any of the special tools, that hole in particular becomes a lot longer. But any % classic plays a lot more like a traditional golf game. Oh. I hit heavy ball and everything. The ball just did not want to drop. Now, if I could change items during a shot there, if I could have changed the reverse gravity, the wind on this hole would have put the ball right in the cup. But unfortunately, you're just locked into whatever item you choose before you swing the club. Reverse gravity. You just want to get the ball off the tee here and let gravity and these magnets do all the work. I want to hit this switch. If I bounce nicely, I did get a pretty good bounce off the... Let's see. Nope, we'll just wait. I got kind of a good bounce, but I couldn't generate any extra speed off of it. If you get a nice bounce off the switch, you can go right into the crate, which puts you right by the hole. I keep forgetting there's actually wind on this hole, and I keep doing things that are not fast. Forgetting that the wind will, if you use reverse gravity with this one, you end up right at the hole pretty much no matter what you do. I'm going to aim right between the two coins that I've picked up before, so that's why they're faded out. Just use that to get momentum to the left. And see, it's not letting me, it's blocking me off from putting spin, but I'm going to get the ball in anyway. There we go. So in my splits, in this whole easy peasy hole, which I'm gonna find a brand new way to fill up this hole naturally. Really, I just want to get the ball here. Usually, Madden's not on for very long. I just want the ball to drop on this side, and for whatever reason, that has proven. Look how close that was to going in. And for whatever reason, I found new ways to just bounce the ball right between the foot here and just end up just nowhere near the hole. So that's the first time in a while that hole's actually gone as easy as it's supposed to go. So that's good. I need reverse gravity here. Over iron. I just want the ball to fall just short of this cannon. There we go. And then you get over the sheep. Oh, I bonked the sheep. I try to get too cute with it. I tried to go right over his little head, just barely, trying to make it look cool. I should have just done something like this. Those sheep are bad, man. And there's a little bit of wind to the left. So if I just give it a little bit of reverse gravity there on the right side of the hole, it'll fall in. Here, I'm going to use the putter right off the tee here. That bat. Come on. Oh, look at... I bounced right off the little edge of the... whatever you want to call that there. That's alright. Finding new things to bonk on. Putter, parachute. I don't have any wind to help me out here, so I just gotta hope I get plenty of spin on the parachute there. Nice. Even if I get if I undershoot it and I'm stuck on the left side of the worm there, being able to get to the hole on the second shot is my main objective on that putt. If it doesn't quite get in the hole, then obviously it's a little bit slower, but I'm not going to fuss too much about it. That parachute's a little more difficult than it looks. This shot's also a little more difficult, not by much. It's very easy to overshoot that crate at the end. Oh, look what I managed to do. Went right back to the teleporter. There we go. Come on. Oh, reverse gravity was still on. That's fine. We'll just take our putt. We'll just take the putt. Sometimes that ski lift or, well, whatever you want to call them in this one, sometimes it can help you out. But sometimes the game doesn't turn reverse gravity off when you're in there, which makes it very difficult to actually exit. Hi. It's fun to do. Aim spot. Nope. What I want to do here is find, wow, with the parachute, the right spot to aim, where I can get all the height that I need without actually bonking on the level itself. And I might be able to reel that one in, actually. Yeah. That's all right. Can definitely chip out from there. You can see the winding and undulating path you'd have to take going through the hole normally. Sorry. Give it a little too much oomph to get to the pin there. There we go. Here, I'm not even aiming to get a hole-in-one here. It's just not very consistent to do so, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and lay up here after I hit the switch, and then hope that I can get past this bat without too much fuss. Take it up to the cannon, and then hope I don't hit the switch when I leave the cannon. There we go. See, I want to make sure when I was going to bonk that wall, I had a little too much coming to the left. Just want to make sure I didn't have the parachute out when I did. As long as I bonk and then pull out my parachute, that's very easy to fix. If you bonk with the parachute out, you can forget it. Then here we're going to do the same thing we just did a couple of holes ago. Just find the right angle to aim at. And then parachute back to the course. Ooh. Got a little bit laggy there. Oh, come on. I hit my split button and everything. That is so frustrating. But that's it for Pirates Cove or Cavern or... And the problem is there's actually a mini golf course near me that's Pirates Cove, and I'm never going to name that level correctly. That's going to take us to Graveyard, which is going to be the last course for this run, and the game, I can tell the game is about to crash because I got the big blue spinny wheel on my side, on my screen rather. That's alright, we're just going to boot it right back up. The game does not like to start multiple games in succession, and that's one of the things on its bug list. Team 17 makes lots of fantastic and great and well-made games that do not crash like this. This is just not one of them, unfortunately. So crash RNG, part of the deal. I want reverse gravity. 900 now. Okay. That was. I don't usually get a little boost up the ramp there, but that worked out really well for me. But for this hole, I just go ahead and plan on having to take 2 shots. There's another one where getting the one shot over the cathedral here is possible, but just not very consistent. Come on, get in the cup. It could have just fallen in for me, but wasn't in the cards. Right at the coin. Ooh. Don't necessarily like bonking there, but in the end, it really doesn't matter too much. We're going to use reverse gravity here to keep the ball going to the pin. We're going to take teleport here to the top. I don't think I can get it. Ooh. Okay. See if we can get a little more speed going up this hill. I can hit this teleporter. Yes. All right. Good. And I'm not trying to go uphill. There we go. Sometimes you don't get a good bounce off of the switch or that wall, and you end up just taking your second shot into the teleporter, which is not bad. If you don't have good momentum, if you don't have good momentum when you bounce off the switch, it's better just to take your second shot anyway. I don't know why I shouldn't hit the ball, so I just gotta get it over the roof here. To the right. No, 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 no. Oh, that's okay. Well, we're gonna have to take the shot very quickly here. Rossetti over here. We'll just kidnap my golf ball and run off to one of his other molehills with it. So I'd like the ball to land like either well before or well after the molehill, not on the molehill. That's definitely not ideal. This is another very, very easy hole that my last couple of marathon runs has been just very, very trolly, doing exactly what it's doing now. The ball just does not want to land in this little funnel right here, and then I'm working against the wind. Give me, just stop. And then I've actually had the ball stop right here, halfway up the ramp, once. All of the runs I've done in this game, it's happened once in a marathon. It was really frustrating just to watch the ball just defy all physics and gravity and refuse to funnel down into the hole. Oh, what in the... How did I go backwards off that bounce? Right, we'll go underneath then. Things being extra trolly today, so we'll just go underneath. Like, there's no wind. I just don't understand how I got backspin landing on that first shot. Parachute? Okay. Oh, man. Oh, come on. I'm going to bounce off the little angled ramp right here. I'm just going to undershoot a little bit so I make sure I get the bounce. It's going to put me right by the cannon. And I want to undershoot here. I don't want to overshoot and end up in the water. I didn't necessarily want to undershoot it that much. There we go. Once I get on the green, enough things to bounce off that it's easy to get the hole in one there. And the only thing I'm worried about on this hole is the sand trap, which is what the skeletons are here. That's the graveyard's version of a sand trap, and the ball will just stop dead in its tracks right there. First gravity. And I don't really have a good consistent strategy for getting up. Stop. Stop. Oh, the spin went the wrong way. Oh, it's fine. That's fine. It was going to be really hard for me to turn my momentum around there. I was just about to say, I don't really have a good strategy for getting a hole-in-one consistently on this hole. But if I had gotten a better bounce, the ball towards the hole, that would have been really cool. Because what I actually want to do is get that ricochet I just got. I just want to combine it with it's a better reaction. I was not expecting to get it. Did I hit exit course? No, good. You punk. gonna get in the cup. I believe this is a challenge. This is a challenge. We're gonna go ahead and exit the challenge. Every couple of holes, the game asks you if you'd like to take on one of its challenge courses, which are not part of the speedrun. You can just exit out of them. I just lost a fair amount of time having to do so, though. But even the menuing in this game is very trolly. I was nowhere near the accept button, but it was the default option. So because I was trying to... Are you serious? You're not going to hit the switch? Because I was just trying to click through the menu, it decided that it was just going to click off in the... Since I clicked off in the void, as far as the menu is concerned, that I must have wanted to really accept that challenge. The menu is... Even the menus are poorly made in this game, is what I'm trying to say. Because if you watch the cursor, you'll see sometimes I'm really nowhere near clicking next hole, clicking exit course, clicking anything I want to click. I've just gotten used to how crummy the menus are in this game sometimes. Oh. Let me not overshoot it this time. And for this hole, I want to use blast shot instead of reverse gravity. And as you can see, as soon as you hit the spacebar, you get a nice burst of upward momentum, and I don't have to fight against, regular gravity, waiting for reverse gravity to kick in. It's not like it's having to fight against the original gravity is what makes reverse gravity so laggy, for lack of a better term. Which is no good in that situation. I need to be able to change my momentum very quickly in order to get over to Cathedral on that last hole. You did not shoot that where I wanted you to shoot that. Here, I want to use the parachute to catch. Had too much upward momentum still. But this is where I need to be for my second shot. If I'm gonna have to take a second shot, this is where I want to take it. I'm just gonna stick with parachute here. Why can't you just go in the cup sometimes? There we go. There are a couple ways for hole 13 to go. Just depends on how good your parachute happens to be on that first shot after the second cannon. This is by far the easiest hole we've had in a while. There we go. Another sheep, and I just overshot my... I was so worried about the sheep after the last hole, I overshot my teleporter. There we go. And now if I can get it under this tree branch, the reverse gravity will do the rest of the work for me. There we go. Please go in the hole. Get in the cup. Thank you. And that's going to leave one more hole here, so time's going to be as soon as the ball drops in the cup. Aim low here, because I don't want to bunk off the roof here. And the mag is usually turned off as soon as I get my shot off, so I don't have to worry about those. curve there to get the ball back up towards the green, of course. I'll just flutter it in. There we go, that's time.
All right. Your final time was 38-16.
Alright, it's not too bad considering the crash and just some not great bounces all around. It's not too bad. Times in this game can vary wildly. Let's see, my PB is a good 14 minutes off of some of best. There's just a lot of variance in these runs. But if you're looking for a golf game, because not everybody speedruns golf games, this one lets you could do classic mode speedruns, which are much more your traditional type of golf game, or you can do just any percent speedruns and have a totally different type of golfing experience with it. And it's super cheap on Steam, but it's very buggy and crashy. So if that's not really your thing, that's not something you want to deal with, stay really far away. Because as bad as it was, it can be a lot worse. Okay. So I'll take what I got today.
Well, you still may not be done because